Welcome to the Inspired by Adventure podcast, bringing you the adventure across the airwaves.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for another episode of Cup of Joe with CEO. Cole Watkins here with our CEO Wayne Brown. How you doing?
Hey, good morning.
Rainy day here in Augusta, Georgia, and we're here to bring you some news about Aggressor Adventures. So we like to do these calls every quarter or so and let everybody know what's going on, and we got some exciting stuff to talk about.
Always.
Always moving, yes, right. So let's start off with what everyone's talking about, including at the trade shows we just got back from, the restart of the Thailand Aggressor.
Yeah, so we had the Thailand Aggressor running for many, many years. Diving is fantastic over there. I really enjoyed my trips over there. There was a change in the government several years ago that would not allow the ships to run in the South Sea during the monsoon season. It's just like hurricane season in the Caribbean. So you get a few days where it's stirred up and then you go back to diving. But they had cut off the entire season. The government has changed recently again, and they're now opened it back up and allowed the South Andaman Sea to be navigated again during the monsoon season, which is great because having a liveaboard that operate for 6 months out of the year is just not profitable. So we're happy to have that back up and running.
All right. What can our guests expect from the diving Thailand?
It's a little bit of everything. Beautiful, colorful corals, soft corals, lots of macro life, some big animals. There's leopard sharks. You go to the north and go up to Richelieu Rock. I could spend a week just in that one area. It's a huge dive site or a dive area with many, many dive sites. But it's just incredible over there.
And will those all be 7-night itineraries?
Correct.
Okay. All right. That's not all the exciting things going on in Thailand.
So, several years ago we started the Signature Lodge concept. So with Thailand, we're actually going to open up a Signature Lodge in Chiang Mai, in the northern mountains of Thailand. It's going to be fantastic cultural immersion. I love, my passion for travel doesn't just include scuba diving, it includes cultural trips. So I love going to a country and meeting the people and the locals and learning their customs and religions and walking away with a more rounded understanding and appreciation for that country. So with Thailand, now you're going to be able to go to the north, spend a week at the Signature Lodge up there, and have a whole week of cultural immersion. We go to an elephant rescue area where you can see the elephants and help with some of the tasks and chores they have there for the elephants. It's just going to be a huge cultural addition to what we're doing there in south of scuba diving.
That's very interesting, and I've seen people do the bathing with the elephants. That's pretty cool, giving them baths, huh?
That's right, and Thailand's called the land of smiles, and it's for a reason. I mean, they're just the friendliest people over there. It's just great to experience. I mean, from landing at the airport to when you depart. I mean, it's just an amazing country.
That's awesome. That's a lot of exciting stuff happening there on that front. When do we expect those to?
The lodge is under construction. It'll open next year. So it'll be later this year when we open up reservations for it.
Okay. And the Thailand Aggressor?
Reservations are running now and doing very well, and people are excited to go. It starts up in November this year.
So don't delay, guys. People are already signing up, all right? Moving on to our next topic, Aggressor's got a new supplier for their scuba equipment.
Yep. So I've been diving their gear now since early this year when they sent me some to test out. We were looking at re-engaging a different scuba gear partner. I reached out to several of them. Morris sent me all their gear like some of the others did also. I'm very, very impressed with the quality.
Okay.
And their thoughtfulness. I mean, you talk about attention to detail. Even the chest strap buckle on their BCs has a built-in whistle. So you don't have to worry about carrying one for a surface signal device. Their luggage has built-in cinch straps, so you put all your gear in there or enclosed, and you can cinch it down without having to buy the exterior straps and putting them on there. I mean, I've been very, very impressed with it. So we're happy to have them as a partner. We'll be doing a lot of promotions with them and giveaways over the next several years while we enjoy having them on board.
And on a side note that's not on our list, a lot of our employees here that have not been scuba certified have been taking the classes and doing the pool work with some of the operations team and yourself, right?
That's right.
And they've got some mayor's gifts as well, right?
Yeah, so we had 10 staff and their spouses. We allowed the spouse to come also, and we gave them some free training. And so I gave them all a mask, fin, snorkel as a gift to start their training.
That's nice.
And then we got in a lot of the MARA's BCs and regulators and computers. There will be rental gear on board the Caribbean vessels, so we use those here first. For their training, and so myself and a couple of the other staff instructors here gave them a couple of pool sessions to get them through their initial training, and they were very excited. They did very well, and they're looking forward to getting their open water certification.
I'm excited for them because having our employees go at places like this is really beneficial when they are talking with the customers about the product, so they have a really well-rounded understanding of how the operation works.
Correct.
All right, so moving on, the Philippines Aggressor II, what's going on with it?
Yeah, so Philippines obviously is an amazing diving destination for a long time, and really wanted to be there for years, but it takes a while for us to find the right local owner, the right vessel, and them understanding our culture and our standard operating procedures. We found that years ago, about 2018, I think it was. They built a brand new vessel over in Egypt, took it over there. Unfortunately, it sat for a year because of the pandemic, but started running and doing great. I was over there January a year ago. The diving is just incredible. So they started immediately on building a second vessel because we have our customers really want to go, and we just don't have the capacity with one to let everybody go experience over there. So the second one's up and running over there, and we're excited to have two of them. And it works really well. So we have two in Palau, two in Belize, two in a few places that really, not only is it great to give the capacity for our customers, but then you have both vessels there in case something happens. They can help each other out. So it adds a second layer of safety and security for them.
It's a good problem to have when we have so much demand that we need a second boat.
Exactly.
All right, moving on. Another exciting thing, a lot of the liveaboards are starting to accommodate now. Is the feature of Starlink, having some Wi-Fi on the liveaboards.
Yeah, so we've been testing Starlink now for several months. It's going very, very well. So it's being added to all the Caribbean destinations right now, because a lot of them, like Belize is a good example. When you leave the dock, you don't have any no cell phone service. We've been using our Iridium satellite for communication when needed. This is going to allow customers to purchase a code. We're calling it CFI, S-E-A-F-I, CFI. So you purchase a CFI code, and you now have Wi-Fi for the week, and can check in on things back home, check in on your business. And so both Belize vessels now have it. Turks and Caicos has it. The rest of them are being installed, and it also creates a local network on the yacht, so you can log in and watch movies and see our bed booklet, our safety information. You can see pictures of the crew, so you can remember their names.
Destination videos about your next trip.
All the destination videos are on there. So that's all creates a local network down there for you as well, which is free. So you don't even have to have purchase a CFI code for that.
Okay, that's right. Well, we've been seeing a lot of interviews you've been doing lately, but a lot of TV show news is coming up.
Yeah, so we host a lot of TV shows around the world at different destinations. Typically, it doesn't. It's not an aggressor TV show. It's one where they come and they film for a week or 6 weeks, and they're producing some show like they did at Shark School in the Bahamas a few years ago. But recently, we've been involved directly in some TV shows. So we have Wild Harvest. So Les Stroud, the original Survivor man, he goes out with a chef, and they forage for local plants and animals and create this 5-star meal. So they did one in Belize where they did conch, and it turned out fantastic. They just recently went to Sri Lanka, to our signature lodge over there, and spent a week there and produced 2 shows within our lodge and the staff there, foraging and gathering local ingredients. And I've seen a few clips of the footage, and it looks amazing. So it's going to be exciting to see that on TV.
That's definitely a fun concept that they've got going on there. What about the show The Mission?
So there's a new TV show coming up called The Mission, where they ask companies to give back in a way that you don't just write a check to somebody and give them some money. And so they asked me if I would like to be involved, and I was all in. So my mission that they're filming is to take a crew down to Belize and build 2 handicap ramps for families that have access and mobility issues. So they have, their leisure to come and go as they want. We're calling it Operation Freedom because they'll have the freedom to come and go as they want. So we're filming that later this year in September down there, and the shows will start early next year on the syndicated channels that they're on.
That's another interesting concept. Now, did you pick Belize, or did they ask you?
No, I did. I mean, there's 5 companies involved, and so each company gives them their plan of the mission, and you plan out the whole thing. And so while the U.S. has a lot of charities that help families like that, Belize has very few to none. And it's such a great country and great people, and they're very, very thankful when people go down there and help them. So that's why we picked Belize.
Sounds good. Surviving Man, what about that?
Yeah, so Surviving Man is a show with a host called Don Mann. He's a retired Navy SEAL.
He's an
incredible guy. He's still, even though he's retired, he lives in the mountains in Virginia, and so we went up there to film some of the shows, and he still gets up and runs and bikes the mountains every day. It's just pretty incredible, and it works out in his weight room. But anyway, it's he puts together contestants that compete to be the winner of the show, and so they have all these challenges that he does. I mean, pretty incredible stuff. Carrying logs out of the forest and traversing water on a small rope. Having to stay on top of it instead of hang from the bottom of it. I mean, it's pretty stressful and strenuous challenges. And so we started as a sponsor in season 1. We continue, and so part of the sponsorship is we give away a prize during the show to the MVP. So America votes on the MVP, and we give them a prize. We sent the first MVP to Sri Lanka, to the lodge, Signature Lodge over there. The last one went to Belize. And had an incredible time diving down there. And so we're very happy to be involved with them. They have an aftermath where we get together and kind of discuss, kind of like you and I do here, but we discuss, the day's events and a little bit about, Aggressor and my company, and a little bit about some of the contestants directly and their background. So it was a very nice little show to sit around and just kind of have an aftermath of the day and everybody that's involved. So I think it's going to be incredible TV for people to watch.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get more name exposure with those 3 different shows. And it's not below deck, which no matter where I go and I tell people what I do, they think we're below deck.
We're a drama-free zone here.
Try to be, right? All right. One new thing that we are starting to pitch, and I'm really excited about it, is the birding. Sri Lanka and the Nile River cruise that we have in Egypt both have a huge variety of birds. And tell us a little bit about us getting into that market.
Yeah, so birding is a unique passion for a lot of people. And so we decided we had enough requests for people that want to go birding. We have groups that go out, for instance, to Cocos Island. They don't scuba dive; they just bird out there.
Okay.
So we had enough requests where we thought we should dedicate a birding expert to run some weeks in Sri Lanka and in Egypt on the Nile. The Nile has huge migratory birds that come through, and in addition to their indigenous birds. And so because of the Nile has a lot of estuaries and other areas where the birds come through or live, so for example in the Nile we've built a birding hide, floating birding hide. So you can put the birding customers on there. They can navigate into the estuaries and be able to find their list of birds that they want to see. Recently had a birding group in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
They had a list of 100, and they found 90 of them, which is just incredible.
Yeah.
Usually they don't find anywhere close to that. They were very excited about the week and already plan to go back. So Sri Lanka has a tower. So there's a river that borders the lodge over there, the Signature Lodge.
That's right.
And so they built a tower that they can go up and use to help in capturing all their list of birds they want to see.
Similar to the tower that we go to in Belize. On
Out of Lighthouse Key.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
That's right.
Another exciting thing we're doing here locally was we've decided to become a sponsor for the Augusta Green Jackets, which are a single A affiliate of the Atlanta Braves here in town.
So, we always try to find everywhere we're at some way to give back to the local community. And, for me, it doesn't have to be a direct benefit to a charity or an organization. So with the Green Jackets, we sponsor them or become a sponsor of them. We pay them money and we get a signage and some other things, a couple of seats. But for me, it's like giving back to the local community. So as sponsors, and we help the Green Jackets, that allows them obviously to be successful, to stay here, and allows our baseball loving people in the community to go enjoy the game. So for me, in a roundabout way, it's giving back to the community by being a sponsor of the Green Jackets. And all the tickets, we let all of our staff here pick dates that they want to go and enjoy the game as well.
That's great. We've also got a Little League sponsor for my team and Wayne's two grandsons coaching, so they're off to a hot start too. So getting into baseball a little bit this year. All right. Is there anything else?
No, just happy to give the update to everybody. And, we have a lot more exciting news coming later this year from new destinations. So, my desk has got a stack of destinations that are in various phases of completion. And, always excited every day to work on those and let our customers know that we're going to have another great experience for them to on their next adventure.
That's great. All right, guys, you heard it here first. Another great episode of Cup of Joe with CEO. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning into the Inspired by Adventure podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you haven't already, please subscribe through iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. See you next time.